Right, Saturday, 2 p.m, Enzo Maresca looks to make it back-to-back Premier League wins. All the hat-trick if you include Thursday night's Europa Conference League result against Copenhagen when he takes on former side Leicester City. Now, this is a huge game for Chelsea Football Club, as is every single match now between now and the end of the season. And the ramifications of this game are big ones, you know. You have got the two sides that are directly above us in the table in Manchester City and Nottingham Forest respectively, facing off against each other in the early kickoff on Saturday. And we've got a huge luxury here because no matter what the result is in that match, if Chelsea win this game, it's within our own hands and we move back into those Champions League spots. So what does Enzo Maresca need to do to ensure that we have the best chance of winning this one? What starting lineup should we go with? And do we need to keep an eye on upcoming tricky fixtures that we've got when we pick that starting lineup? Well, in this video, I am going to try and answer all of that and more, as well as previewing the opposition in Leicester City and giving my starting lineup. So stick around for all of that. But before we get into all of that, people, if you are new around here, please subscribe to the channel. This is the Joey Knight podcast. Please smash a like on the video right now. The subscriber count has been really plummeting, if I'm being completely honest with you. I think it's in line with Chelsea's form. I'm hoping I haven't pissed you guys off, because that would break my absolute heart. But what would mend it is if you were to subscribe right now. I checked the analytics page, around 30%, 32% of my regular viewers who are literally watching every single video aren't subscribed, so please do that. Smash a like on the video. Let's get into it. Now, I think that most of us did feel that Leicester City would struggle when coming back up into the Premier League season, especially when we gave them the old Brighton and Hove Albion treatment and took their manager and their best player off of their hands. Well, Leicester fans, if it's any comfort to you, the player's shit and the manager's only won 3 out of his last 11 league games whilst we're clinging on to hopes of Champions League football. No, I'm only joking. Well, I mean, the stats are the stats, they don't really lie. But Dewsbury Hall's not shit, is he? He's just not Chelsea level. But despite the odds being stacked against them initially, after that opening day draw, I think it was, with Spurs, and obviously the cloud being lifted over their head of the looming points deduction, which ended up never happening, I actually thought that if any of the promoted sides were going to beat the drop, it was going to be Leicester City. But let's be honest, and let's just cut to the point and be frank here. It hasn't been great for Leicester City now, has it? I mean, this year, they have won just once in 13 attempts in the league. And I've got to be honest, the appointment of Ruud van Nistelrooy has literally done fuck all. He's hardly inspired any change, has he? I literally think they appointed him because he played them twice, I think it was, once in the league and once in the cup when he was caretaker manager at Man United. And, you know, things couldn't have got better than, or worse, I should say, than they were under Ten Hag. So you had the sort of new manager bounce there, and Leicester went, yep, that's all I need to see. Ruud, you're in. But good old Steve Cooper, right? He had 7 losses in 15 games, and that was not good enough for Leicester City, and therefore he won the sack race. I believe he did. I think he was the first manager to get sacked. Tell me if I'm wrong. However, those 7 losses in 15 games have already been matched by Ruud van Nistelrooy in his first 10 games as Leicester City manager. And the best part is, this Leicester City side, who are struggling to scrape a win for love nor money, I mentioned that they have won 1 game recently, or one in their last, God knows however many, 13 or something. Who do you think it was against? 3, 2, 1. It's obvious. It's Spurs, because it's the most Spursy thing of Spurs to do, isn't it? God, I hope this doesn't come back to bite me in the arse. I don't know. I'm still high off the midweek win. Anyone know how Spurs did? in the week? I haven't checked. Someone let me know the score, whether they must have won. Surely AZ Alkmaar. Anyway, it's not about Spurs. It is about Chelsea for now. And what do I think that Chelsea need to do to beat the Foxes and move our way back into 4th place? Well, for a start, I feel that we need to score more goals than we concede in this game. Otherwise, I give us a very, very slim chance of winning it. No, I'm only joking. I want to see some serious changes from that first half against Copenhagen on Thursday night, because let's be honest, Leicester, Copenhagen, they're probably about the same level, aren't they? In fact, I'd say Copenhagen are better than Leicester, especially Copenhagen in some form of European competition in front of a rowdy home crowd. So I'd say Copenhagen are a tougher task, and if we won that one with, let's be honest, some of the kids starting in Tyreek George and Shimueka and whatnot, then if we go full strength with boys that have spent more minutes on the field together and therefore have those sort of relationships and are able to develop, hopefully, patterns of play, which I do believe I'm starting to see come back. Dating back to the Aston Villa loss, that game we lost against Aston Villa, I watched it back. I actually think we played all right. I think we played very well in comparison to how we had been playing up until that point, which stretches all the way back to the 0-0 draw against Everton around Christmas time. So I think that the form started to pick up around that Aston Villa game despite the loss. Then obviously Southampton, then Copenhagen, and now Leicester. So fielding a strong 11 is essential for me in this one, and you'll see it when I get into my team sheet, my preferred team sheet, not my predicted team sheet, by the way. Now, they've conceded 61 goals so far this season, Leicester, which is only 4 goals less than the team that have conceded most in the league in rock-bottom Southampton. That 4 goals came courtesy of Chelsea. We shit 4 past them. So let's be honest, it's about level, isn't it? And that defence of Leicester's really needs to be got at, and it needs to be got at early, because Copenhagen, I know it didn't work out for them in the end, but what they did was they got men behind the ball, and they were very, very happy to just let us have possession in that first half and hope for maybe a quick press, winning the ball, transitioning it quickly, snatching possession off of us and catching us on the counter-attack, right? And being a two-legged fixture, they can afford to do that. And it was only once we immediately got that goal at the start of the second half that you actually saw Copenhagen feel feeling of pressure to try and push up and get men forward and, actually move more than 2 men at any one time into the Chelsea box and the sort of final third of our pitch. And obviously when you do that, it opens up more space. So if we can get one past Leicester early on, then I believe that they're going to have to try and expand a little bit more, which hopefully leaves us in a position where we can cut balls through and, create a lot more against Leicester City. And despite the fact a draw would be a good point for Leicester City, they're in a relegation battle, mate, and they're second bottom, so they need more than that. They need to come to Stamford Bridge and pull a win off, and that's not going to be easy for them because they ain't won against Chelsea home or away in God knows how long. I can't think of cup final, wasn't it? It was the FA Cup final. Have they beat us since the FA Cup final? They ain't. I'm sure they ain't. I'm pretty sure they haven't. Now, yeah, as I say, playing defensively, it's all well and good, but when you're Leicester and a single point probably isn't going to be enough to help your hopes of survival, then I think you need to come for a win. If they come for a win, as long as we can stay composed, compact, and have men threading those balls through the eye of a needle like an Enzo Fernandez can, like a Caicedo can, then I think that we will find the areas to exploit. Right, people, I just want to quickly take this opportunity to tell you about new partners of the channel, Squawka. When you're in the YouTube industry like I am, there is a certain type of service that you could very much do with having on your side, and that is the service that stops you making blunders. And when I'm preparing for some of my videos, I use the website Squawka to use the player comparison matrix, and that helps me get a better understanding of comparing the players that I'm talking about. For example, a lot of you guys know that for every Chelsea game I put out my preferred starting lineup, and I do look into the underlying numbers of the players I'm picking and the players that I'm comparing, and that's where Squawka comes in. They offer the best player comparison matrix on the internet. The website is so efficient and so easy that even I can use it. For example, when I'm picking from Chelsea's 30 to 40 odd wingers that we've got at the club, I can very easily jump onto Squawka and see how their stats compare. But you don't need to be a YouTuber to need to use Squawka. You could use it for your bets when you're betting on first goal scorer and things like that. It could give you a better indication. Or you could just use it to look like a genius down the pub, and we all like to do that, don't we? So thank you very much to Squawka for not only helping me prepare for my videos, but also partnering up with the channel. So help support me by supporting the guys that support the channel in Squawka. They are linked in the description for this video. Let's get back into it. But the personnel to exploit those areas is something that many people have been thinking about since that Copenhagen game wrapped up. And with players like Reece James having just had a full 90 minutes through the week, as impressive as he was, I think that we understand as a fan base that you don't need to wrap him in cotton wool, but we need to manage his minutes and therefore give him the best chance of having a full recovery and not having more time out on the sidelines. We've got a dilemma. Moises Caicedo has picked up 9 yellow cards this season. That's nearly a yellow card every other appearance. You understand with a player like that gets about the pitch, that gets stuck in, he's going to pick up bookings. Same as Cucurella, same as a couple of other players in our team. But if he picks up a booking in this one, then he will miss both the Arsenal and the Spurs games. So big question marks there over whether you even play Moises Caicedo. Do you feel you're strong enough and that far above Leicester that you can drop Moises Caicedo? And if you do drop him, I'm assuming you want Reece James in there, because Reece James is the player that performed well in the midfield through the week. And obviously, there are constant question marks at this moment in time over the number 9 role. Who starts there? Who is our best makeshift number 9? Sorry, my voice is going there. So, actually, there's a lot of question marks when picking a lineup, and it makes it probably not an easy decision when it comes to picking a starting 11. But for me, it's pretty simple. Start the best fucking team available to you, and don't worry about what's to come in the future. Focus on winning this match right now. And therefore, this is the team that I'm going with. And straight away, let me just talk you through the contradiction. I said start the best possible team, and you will see in a second that I have left one of, if not our best player on his day, out of the starting lineup. But I'll read through it. Jorgensen. Now, it always reads as a back four, but you know that Cucurella is going to be basically pushing up on that left wing. But I'll read it out as a back four. It's Trevor Chalobah, Tosin Adarabioyo, Levi Colwill and Cucurella at left back. Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. And then I want to see Nkunku in the number 10. I want to see Cole Palmer on the right wing. I want to see Jadon Sancho on the left wing with Pedro Neto as the makeshift number 9. I really do feel like he can cause a lot of problems for the Leicester defence. And when you look at these 4 boys in particular, Nkunku, Palmer, Sancho and Pedro Neto, I do think that they have shown that they do have the versatility to play off with each other, interchange with each other and create a lot along that front line. And what that obviously means when I've picked that starting lineup is I have left Reece James out of the starting 11. Now, my reason for that being, that's probably the first full 90 that he's played. He put in a man of the match performance, in my opinion. And you know full well that with Jadon Sancho, right, Jadon Sancho doesn't like to go around the side of a man. He likes to cut inside. And that means to add width to the game, you're going to have the left back sort of pressing on. Earlier on in the season, we were thinking about like the inverted left back role and joining up with the midfield, whereas actually, I don't see that happening all that much with Cucurella. I feel like Cucurella is playing as an inverted 10, a left winger, something like that. But either way, I feel like Cucurella is going to be best served higher up the pitch when we're in possession, when we're attacking, causing them problems, actually pressuring the Leicester defence into mistakes as he did against Copenhagen in the week. And then Jadon Sancho can be the man that cuts inside a little bit more. I want Cole Palmer out there on the right wing over Christopher Nkunku, and definitely over Christopher Nkunku in the number 9. I think that Cole Palmer's found it very congested in the middle of recent, and I think it will give him a bit of relief to be out there on the right wing and not have as many men going towards him. And do you know what? If they do go towards him all the better. Double up on him, try and kick him if you want to, because he'll release the ball and we'll get something through the middle. And I actually think that Nkunku could be a player that even gets a goal for us in this game. I hope he doesn't start in the 9. I think that Nkunku is a makeshift number 9 that we had persevered with in the Conference League and whatnot. And I think that the small bite-sized sample we've seen of Pedro Neto playing there has shown us already that he has a better ability to do that. And when you look at the back line again, and I'll just take you back to it, obviously Cucurella is going to come out of there. So really it's a flat back 3 with everyone in positions that they're comfortable with, you know. We had many question marks around Pochettino when we were saying, is he playing Levi Colwill at left back? But he wasn't, you know. It was a back 3 and Levi Colwill was the left-sided centre-back in that back 3. Tosin Adarabioyo in the middle, and then Trevor Chalobah, massively versatile. He can be the right-sided centre-back in there. He'll have a little bit of cover from Moises Caicedo, and it means that Enzo Fernandez can push up too. So, score prediction for this game. Do you know what, people? Call me deluded. I don't know why you would, because I've often been getting a few of my score predictions right of recent, but I think we're going to hammer the Foxes. I think we're going to win this one 3-0. I honestly do. And I think that doing that and then going into the home leg against Copenhagen, the vibes are going to be getting better around Stamford Bridge, and I really, really hope they do, because I tell you what, I don't show it on camera, but when the vibes are down, I'm down. And when the vibes are down, the views are normally fucking down too. So either way, smash a like on the video, because that definitely helps the views. And I'll tell you what else, for you guys, I am going to be doing the exact same thing I've been doing for every match possible recently, which is live streaming the game from my page. It's going to be a live watch along. The game's 2 o'clock, so let's say we'll go live at 1:30 p.m. and I will make sure that you guys can watch the game with me. So hit the notification button, because then you'll get notified about the stream. Let me know your thoughts on that lineup in the comment section below. Some of you guys may even suggest that Cole Palmer needs a rest, because there was a lot in the live stream last time that were telling me that he did. So let me know your thoughts on the lineup. Would you risk Caicedo with those 2 matches ahead, or would you rest Caicedo and maybe risk Reece James's fitness and have him in there next to Enzo Fernandez? Or would you go completely different? I want to know all your thoughts. I'm excited for this one. I'm excited to see Chelsea make it a hat-trick of wins, 3 on the bounce, and next time out, after we dust off Copenhagen, we rock up to the Emirates and we officially end their title race. Yes, I'm that fucking confident. People, I love you all. In a bit. See you in the next one.